Hello, welcome back. This is Bethany, and I am going to be talking about the best moments in my lower elementary classroom of 2024. So we're going to go from January all the way to December, which isn't how the school year works, but that's what I thought I would do just to encapsulate 2024, and we can see like a typical year from all the months and what happens during that. The first thing was before we even went back to school, we had the first chess tournament. In January, I am also the chess coach at my school, so it was special to be able to spend the day with the chess students, and two of my students moved on to the finals. And then we had a team tournament also later in the year in about March and February, and all of the students made it to finals for that one. So I went to 4 different chess tournaments this year. Next, I also bought some new materials from Washika, which included the rock cycle mat and then the lower elementary map and continent. That comes with an amazing game the students always play, and then also land and water form cards and a bunch of different materials like that. I got that long strip rope. It's a measuring tape at the bottom that measures things to animal sizes, and it even tells them what continent it is from based on what color the name of the animal is. So if it's from South America, it would be pink, going off the Montessori color coding system for the continents. I also got new bead chains, which was awesome. And then instead of doing a science fair this year, I changed it to a knowledge fair where we made books instead of big poster boards, and then the students get to present those to the other classes and their parents. For Pi Day, we made a like not it's like an apple bake type of. Then this was a kind of a fun one. We did a Easter egg hunt, but they had math equations in them, so the kids were totally surprised by that one. When it's testing week for students, I like to make popsicles out of different juices, so the whole week we'll add a new flavor, and by the end of the week, when we're all done with our 1 week of testing, they get to eat a popsicle. Next, we celebrated Earth Day. We celebrated Earth Day by making dirt cups, and we had planted some pepper seeds, like regular red pepper seeds. And then we also did the experiment there. It's just a little thing that spins because of the colors on the inside of the light bulb looking thing. And then of course we did butterflies, and then someone's family member came in to do this science experiment with them from this company they're with. So they did a different experiment about farming, and then we did this experiment which got to stay in the classroom for a while. And then this is just to mention the Teacher Appreciation Week. The school I work at does a very nice job of celebrating the teachers this week. So we had lots of yummy food, and we got to make like a bouquet of flowers. I finally cleaned the art cabinet. Now you can see there is a ton of stuff that was in there. That jar there is like massive. I can't believe that was even in there. And then just a pile of things, which I give an honorable mention to because the whole year you just keep finding piles of things, but I have the students help me pick it up. We also made these interesting dancing papers. You just like glue papers together and then wiggle it back and forth and they dance. We made cinnamon rolls. Usually I have a reason why we bake something, but I'm not sure what this one was. I think we just made cinnamon rolls. And then we did a science experiment where you just put water and then the oil stays on top, and you plop in food coloring, and then the food coloring slowly goes into the water since it breaks out of the oil. We did solar ovens. We made our own solar ovens, and those worked pretty nicely. Every year, by the end of the year, we make a sock animal that they could keep forever. So last year we did monkeys, this year we did elephants. Okay, and now we're getting into the next school year. So jumped the summer, didn't do much in the summer, obviously, because the school's not in summer. And then we then did this year I wanted to introduce more practical life, so there's the little practical life shelf. The kids love the badminton for hand-eye coordination. They also loved juggling, and then for one we did more recently, we did balloon animals. So on the first day of school, I had the students build bridges together just to get to work together. Now, of course, in Montessori, a lot of the students get to know each other through the years and everything, but so the older students can help the new younger students. It's just a nice way to get them to work together. I also did the pop and Mentos experiment for basically the whole school, so that was fun. And then of course the grade lessons, the first grade lesson, and then for the second grade lesson there's a timeline, and then for the language grade lesson I like to make the cave and have them make cave paintings. And then another special thing this year was having um, annelids in the classroom. I was one school to be picked from a local company to have one of three schools, so that was cool to have annelids. So we had a class pet for the first 3 months of the year, which was a lot of fun. And then for International Day of Peace, it also fell on Grandparents' Day, so with the grandparents we made different Peace Day projects, so that was nice. And then this year we also had a constellation day. It was just something random I came up with, really. So we did a lot of different learning about the constellations. We made different projects with the constellations. We also laid out the 3-part cards for the constellations. And then this was more for educating the parents. What we did was, well, what I did for this, I laid out, as you can see, all the language from early childhood all the way through elementary, all the math, and then all the cultural things. And before this, before the parents came in this room, and I literally went through every work to explain it. It was a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing one again this spring, so that'll be exciting. Before this, they were all out in the hall or like the foyer area, and I talked about the different planes of development and how we help do everything with that. And then how it matches up with what is happens in the classroom is what I mean. And then the early childhood teacher did like the sensorial and practical life aspects. So those were in this time. And then, oh, we also did a South America Day this year. So my elementary students made for the early childhood classes 4 different activities from South America. And that was a lot of fun. And if you want more in depth about what I just talked about, all of these things are in other videos on my channel you could see. Also, for November, we have like our Thanksgiving feast, but you might notice from my other videos it looks different now because I decided to change how it looks in the classroom and everything has more space now. For December, I did a kindness pine where if I saw a student do something kind, I would write their name down and write the kind thing they did, and then we would put it up on the pine tree, on the pine cone, and then we were going to see who got the most. But magically, all the students exactly got 4 pine cones each, so they were all evenly as nice, and they were very excited that they all won. So that was great. And then the last thing we do, which really starts in October, is but we do it for like a winter play in December, even though it's more like a December play because it happens before winter. But this every year I do this, and the students write their own play. They create their props, they create their costumes, they pick who they want to be, and they come up with a plot and everything. This year, they wanted to be astronauts traveling through the solar system, and the issue was they were out of order, so they had to put them back in order. And it was an amazing time. They all remember their lines after writing their own lines. Like it's simply amazing what these kids put up and do. So that was the year. One other thing is I wanted to just point out that 300 plus, I believe right now it's 319 as I'm recording this on December 29th. It's almost the end of 2024, but 300 plus Montessori teachers um, joined my free hub. So there are 300 Montessori teachers in my free hub of resources. And if you haven't joined yet, there's so many different printables for your room or just ideas for your room. My work plans in there, math cards, editing sheets, just a bunch of cultural stuff in the free hub at the link below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the year.